just had one more question, and that's just kind of about your job over at the Hills Rising. I think you've been doing such a great job, especially when it comes to the Palestine stuff. I just am so impressed by the way that you're able to defend the pro-Palestinian point of view, and you always have the facts on your side and all that stuff. I was just wondering, given what went down at the Hill, I guess a couple years ago when Katie Halper got fired, have you experienced any pressures or like attempts at censorship, anything like that, or have they just really been totally cool with you um, doing the amazing badass job you've been doing?
That's a really interesting question, Gavin. Um, well, there's hard pressure and there's soft pressure. I do feel um, that no one is happy. This is my subjective feeling. This is soft pressure um, about my Palestine pitches.
Mhm.
uh, if it were up to me, and obviously there's a group of people that we're all weighing in and collectively making editorial judgments. So like, it's not my, I can't demand. No one of us can demand that every segment is to our, political preference. But um, yeah, I do feel like everyone, like it's an uphill push to cover what is quite obviously the biggest news story in the world, and one that also frankly does well for the show. Like, there are topics that I personally would like to talk about, but I understand that no one's going to click on Brianna's explanation of why this antitrust case is really important. Like, I understand that there's a push pull, and that they're running a business, and I'm trying to get my licks in where I can. But this one's popular and important, and I do, I don't think that Katie Halper's crazy. I'll put it that way. And while I think at first, the most of the tension was just about me and Robbie and like having our disagreements on air. And I think that at first I interpreted some of the resistance to me wanting to do Palestine segments was about not wanting Robbie and I to fight so much, which, I can
That's the best
appreciate and
part.
isn't ideal. Well, and then, yeah, I mean, yeah. And then that's why the show is important, I think. And I value Robbie showing up each day and being willing to do that with me, even if I disagree with him, because I disagree with him.
Yeah.
But I every day wonder and struggle about the cost benefit. I'll say that every day. I push to do as much coverage of this as I can get in there.
Hmm.
I've been writing more radars again, in part because when I can't, make my pitch land, I have the editorial freedom to do what I want in my radars for now. And if that changes, I'll let you know.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, just in my opinion, I think you guys are doing a great job over there. I really enjoy the dynamic between you and Robbie, even when I intensely disagree with him. It's so nice to have someone who represents how I feel be as intelligent and fact oriented as you are, at least specifically when it comes to this subject matter, because you don't see a lot of great representation in the mainstream media, let alone on YouTube for that position. So I think it's really informative to people watching. I imagine people enjoy the dynamic as well, even if there's haters in the comments or whatever. But yeah, just I would say keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome. I would be
Thank you. I
heartbroken
appreciate
if
that.
Rising in its current iteration were to disappear or something, but I can certainly understand it
Look,
getting
Rising
tiring too.
has risen again and again and again. So don't count her out, you know?
Yeah.